What is happening, friends of the fishing variety? Welcome to another YouTube video. Today I've got some new things, as you can see by the thumbnail. New lures, plastics, some hard baits, jigs, all kinds of fun stuff. I can't wait for spring. It was like 50 something here today. All the snow needs to be gone and we need good weather. So enough yapping, let's look at some cool new stuff I got. Okay, first up is just a re-up on a lure that I really liked from Xzone. A couple things from Xzone here. Number one has been this 4.25 inch Nico Ned Zone. On my larger EWG Ned rig hooks that I've been making these, I absolutely love this little slightly larger size, the bigger TRDs, or these. Got some green pumpkin, got a black one over there, and then some green pumpkin blue flake. Those are kind of my dark favorite colors. So love these a lot. If you've not tried them, give them a go if you like the Ned rig. Now, a new one that I have not used, a really interesting one. I had a couple people asking me about this, the Xzone Stealth Invader. Let me take one out. This color they call Psychedelic Mandarin, which is like the almost like the copper truce from Z-Man. See, it's got the green pumpkin, copper, purple flake, and then the chartreuse belly. And you can really rig these up on any sort of finesse hook. They can be used as a drop shot. They can be used as like a little Ned bait on bottom. You can swim it. It's kind of unique because the paddle tail here, if I can hold it right like that, the paddle tail is upside down. So the paddle is facing up. So it lays flat on the bottom like this. Kind of cool lure. I'll rig one up here. Straight through, out the back. And there we go. Not too bad for doing it through the camera. This is just a little jig head that I made, a little tiny one. So there's a number of things you could really do with this, finesse type deals. Cool little swim bait, Ned rig, just kind of goby looking. You know, to me, this is like a little baby bluegill type thing too. Kind of a cool one. You could also rig this up with, I've got some stuff from First Gen. This is the old jaw dropper. And this would really be cool because as you pop this, with the little lip in front, it does like a walk the dog action down on the bottom. So if you were fishing this down on the bottom and popping it back and forth, you could essentially get this to walk the dog down on the bottom. So pretty cool one. Got the big limit color, kind of a brownish top with a silver, some gold, purple flake in it. Got the 309 color, another very similar color. It's a little bit darker than that one. Kind of neat. Straight up black. It's a boring color, but it works so well because it's just an outline. It's just a silhouette. Ooh, bass candy. So it's got like a pearly white purple belly with like a watermelon-y, I guess you'd say flake, purple, black, red, all kinds of cool flake in there. Tennessee shad, which is good. Dark brown top with kind of a silvery belly. I really like that around here. It reminds me of like a minnow. And then last in these touchdown, it's got like a pearl blue highlight belly, and the top is like a green pumpkin with some purple, black flake in it. That's kind of a neat color too. Okay, next up I got some stuff from First Gen Lures. So like I was saying, this little jaw dropper is from them. I showed you this a couple years ago. The top spin has honestly been my favorite from them. It's like the reverse of an underspin. Amazing for bank anglers if you're fishing from the bank because you don't get stuff on the bottom of it. But for this, they're new and they've got a couple different types of buzz baits out. The extrovert. So you can see this one, this white one, is just single blades here. They've also got a version that is tri-blades. And this is a plastic clacker. I thought this thing was going to be overly loud. It's actually got a really cool sound to it. With it being the double, it's going to run straight up and true. Half ounce is what these are. It's got essentially that same like Spinex. They've got, if y'all saw me use these, it's like a swim jig with like a little spinny thing on it. It's got that exact same trailer here. It's a really nice looking buzzbait. I'm interested to see how this is going to do with that clacker kind of plasticky sound. I like it. Not overwhelming, not super metally, clinky sounding. That color they just call black. It's also got some like green pumpkin with purple in it. And then this one, when you're trying to follow the shad, a white, or some people like white, just kind of depends. I tend to go with the black buzzbait, but I know a lot of people go straight to the white. So both of those look good. They've got their split blade spinnerbait. So it's kind of your standard looking spinnerbait, but they use that same kind of swim jig Spinex head, the same one that we've seen before. They do have a soft plastic keeper on it. It's a big 5-aught ultra... 5-aught? A big 5-aught must-add ultra point hook, so it's got a good tough hook to it. And up here they've got a couple blades that look neat because they're half painted, which is neat. So this one has like purple glitter on it. This one has some white and purple, just to give a different look to it. You can see the head is a bicolor paint job too. Looks really neat. Essentially just their version of a spinnerbait, but I really like it. This is the purple haze color. These come in 1/2 ounce and 3/4. You've got the white, and this has some gold on the blades. The coleslaw color, so of course it's got some chartreuse, white and orange, some orange on the blades, even the orange glitter. And last, the old white and chartreuse. So white chartreuse with some chartreuse and white on the blades. Kind of cool. I don't know that I've ever seen a company do half coloring on the blades will give a cool like look when it's spinning in the water. I don't know, maybe some people have done that, but I like those. And then probably the one that's going to be the most talk, I don't know how this is going to do. This is a really interesting concept. So they call it the copperhead bladed jig. You can see there they say, let's make some noise, the loudest vibrating jig. The blade strikes the BBs. It's got that 5/0 must-add ultra point hook, hand-tied skirt, and wire bait keeper, which I really like. These also have a hand-tied skirt on there as well. You can barely see it, but it's tied up in there, which is really nice so they don't fall apart. This, so you can see hand-tied skirt there, wire keeper, nice big, ooh, sharp hook. But the business end here is where all the talk's going to be. So unlike, you know, most bladed jigs that just have a flat front end here, they have added a couple BBs on there. So when this is going back and forth, supposedly this is supposed to hit these BBs and clack and make a really loud clacking sound to it. Now it's not a direct connect like a jackhammer or any sort of Z-Man chatterbait would be. It does have the split ring there, but I have used some with split rings before that were pretty good. Now will this be as consistent as a Z-Man jackhammer? I don't know. Will the sound make that much of a difference? I don't know. This will be a fun one to check. As soon as the water opens up, this will be one that is interesting to try. Give it a different sound to it. And they've got some really good colors too. This is what? This is the Shimmer Gill, which is nice. Kind of some chartreuse and green pumpkin in it. I just dropped that, sorry. The old tried and true black and blue. Your regular old staple green pumpkin. This one they call Pro's Pick, which is actually probably my favorite. It's kind of got that dirty type of bait fish look to it. It's got some white, some purple, blue in it. Really like that one. I think they also have a white one too. I don't have that one here, but those are going to be interesting to test. Comment below, let me know what you think about these. All right, last up, I got a bunch of stuff from Berkley here. Omnia had a good sale on these, 25% off. If you got gift cards and all that stuff, pile them together because, man, you can find some good deals. A couple years ago, Pure Fishing actually had like a 50% off out there. So look for codes. You can often find some really good stuff. They had some new things that I wanted to try. So y'all remember the Johnson thin fisher. Berkley now owns, well, not Berkley, Pure Fishing, who owns all that. They now have the thin fisher. Let me grab all these and show you some of the colors. I have some of these in a 1/2 ounce and a 1/4. This is the Bad Anaconda. Doesn't look much like an anaconda, but the colors on it are absolutely sick. Definitely want to try some of these this year. I always say I'm going to try the blade bait. Oh, I did get a couple 3/16 too. Always say I'm going to try them more, and I don't. They are such a great lure right after ice out. Cast it out, let it hit the bottom, and this is why, for me as a bank angler, I tend to find anything on the bottom to get snagged. But fishing from the bank, you have to be careful. But throw it out, let it hit the bottom, just raise it up so it gives a couple light flutters and it falls back down. Just looks like a little dying fish down there. So of course your fire tiger, the little tiny 3/16 blue and silver. Of course I had to get another 1/4 ounce of that Bad Anaconda, my favorite color out of all these. I like this one too, this perch. What is it? Oh, chrome perch. That's a fitting name for it because it does look like a chrome colored perch. I like that they even put the bright orange little fin on it. And then the Bad Clown, which also has kind of those perch, Bad Anaconda looks to it, little 1/4 ounce. So those are really nice. I need to throw these a lot more early spring. These you've seen before. I did re-up on just a couple of these since I had a good deal with some gift cards and stuff. The dime for, oh man, I really think these are going to be a good one. It's kind of like the Rapala, like the DT type thing. It's got that same, supposed to have that same like balsa, what do they say? Patented flash disc technology achieves balsa-like action in a plastic bait, because balsas can be a pain in the butt to cast. So with these, what are they? 2/5 ounce, 2-inch, and these for bank angling I think are just going to be awesome. Some red for the spring. I like this kind of natural color in cleaner water. Ghost Morning Dawn. This red one they call Special Red Craw, which is a great one. I love that. And the Fritz side's that color. Honey Shad, y'all have seen me put work in with talking about the Fritz side in this color, and also whatever that creamsicle or whatever that orange one is that I was throwing last year. Oh man, what a good day with Brando fishing that in the grass. And then this one like a brown craw. HD brown craw. There you go. I love their HD colors. Cool color. Okay, so this one I wanted to show you. They also have the kits, which is kind of cool. Some people have liked it. Some people have not liked the slobber knocker. I liked it, especially around wood. Regular chatterbaits I lose more than anything to wood. I usually throw the cross eyes because it's got the little wire things. Around wood, this did way better for me. If you've not seen the slobber knocker, I have just a little bit different type head. And you've seen these before, the Power Stinger. It's what Berkley made to go on the back of these. Used that a little bit last year, and I do like it. Sometimes I like a little bit more of a finesse kind of trailer back there, but with this being a flat, You can see there it's just a flat tail, so there's no kick or anything to it on its own. It's using the chatterbait, the slobber knocker, you know, the vibration of the lure to put the action into it. But what I got was some of the new ones. Now I wish I wouldn't have got the larger size. I honestly don't like this size. It's too bulky to me. The 4.2 inch, this is in Swamp Gas, kind of like the Houdini color. Really like that one. It's the same kind of honeycomb. See how you can look through it? The honeycomb look, I'll show you here. It gives us a little bit extra movement. Now I got some of the red. Again, I wish I would have got smaller. Don't like the large size. They're HD colors, which are absolutely awesome. Still that 4.25 inch. The white, which is a really good color, kind of a clear, sparkly, and then a white on top. And then, oh, this is my favorite. I'm gonna have to get some of these in the smaller size. Look at this. So this is the Power Stinger. Look at that color. That looks just like a young bluegill around here. People don't believe me, but they've got a ton of purple on them like that, especially coming out of winter. They'll have a bunch of kind of gold, really more than the silver, and purple around here. So, and the ponds and stuff, you know, rig this up on, heck, do I have a jig head? You know what? Actually, these larger ones, these 4 I'm probably going to use these as swim jig trailers, just now that I'm thinking of that. Yeah. Okay, self-talking head. Yeah, I like that. Okay, anyway, really like these, and you can see that honeycomb back there that really accentuates it, helps the bait move to it, but not making it where it's just going to rip apart, you know, the way you would do if you did just a real tiny here. Now the tail is probably going to be a victim of some bites if they short strike it, but gosh, I love those HD colors, and I wish I would have got more of these smaller ones. Wasn't real happy with this color. I thought that was going to be a brighter orange, more of like a orangier brown kind of color. Still neat. Oh, but this one, oh my gosh, this stealth minnow, 3.5 inch there. Pick your favorite bladed jig and put one of these on. The paddle tails aren't too big. People will still say, and I can't believe people say it, that paddle tails don't belong on chatterbaits or any sort of vibrating jig. What are you talking about? As long as you don't get a paddle tail that's got a huge tail that messes with the action of the bait, they are amazing on it. I will stand on that hill. I've caught so many fish on paddle-tailed chatterbaits. That is another really good one. Love those HD colors in the new little Power Stinger. I know everybody's wondering, I'm going to need to get to these. These are the new ones. This one I don't think got as much talk. There was some interesting talk back and forth with some folks. I grabbed one of each just to see. This is the Finisher. They say it's made for forward-facing sonar. What's it weigh? 1/2 ounce sinking. So this is something I want to try when I'm out in the John boat on some of those, you know, points and stuff where I would normally like yo-yo a lipless, or when I get on a good jerkbait bite. Trying something like this. I got some of these to try. Now I don't have, you know, forward-facing sonar, so I'm going to be kind of fan casting blind in spots where I think they are, but kind of a cool deal. Purple belly, a little bit of chartreuse on the back. It's got a good holographic color to it. Got this one for the same reason I got these. These are the little Power Stingers. Interesting little bait, you know, to fish over stuff. Ideally, you would have, you know, like a forward-facing sonar. Again, I think that's going to be all the hype. It's super popular. The Bassmaster Classic was going on at MLF, and there was a whole lot of forward-facing sonar stuff going on. Love it or hate it, it's here. These I actually got to try to use for ice fishing, but ice fishing has been a bust this year, so I'm not going to talk about that. They also have some other colors. This is Silver Bullet, your good kind of bait fish look. This purple was Purple Wizard. Love me an old Purple Wizard. White Wizard, this would be Gandalf after he fell down with the Balrog. So yeah, my nerds out there know what I'm talking about. This one, hands down my favorite. Any sort of like shiner around here does amazing. This is the HD Black Nose Shiner. Again, those HD colors. I love that, how they print that onto the, they already come pre-rigged, the hook's in there, and it's got that like scaly look to it that's printed in and onto the plastic. Really neat process. I would love to go tour the place. We used to have, I've said it before, up Spirit Lake, up by Lake Okoboji, northwest Iowa. They used to have, and I don't know if they do, used to have like one of the plants up there where they made the stuff, headquarters deal. But anyway, really like that one. And then Fire Tiger. Always got to have some old Fire Tiger. Stocked up on some of these, some of the nice little feathered trebles. And I talked crap about their, what is it, Berkley Fusion hooks when they first came out. I thought, man, these don't seem like they're a very heavy wire. I was really wrong. Really good hooks, super sharp, and got a good deal on those for some feather treble prettiness. Also, the Kredge, another new one here. This is the one people were talking about. First look, you're like, what in tarnation? Did they put this thing together wrong? Nope, this is how it's meant to be. So it's like the opposite of a jerkbait, opposite look here. And what happens is when you cast it out, it floats backwards. So normally like a jerkbait, you know, will just kind of stall there. This has a like a backwards wobbly action. So, I mean, you could probably throw this under docks. A number of different things you could do with it going backwards. You know, cast on the edge of stuff and let it go back under. But again, it's a forward-facing sonar. That's all the rage. Forward-facing sonar optimized, you know, they had that in mind, but still, you know, throwing this from the bank might work. I don't know, I'll have to try it. Really cool color. What is this one? Hanky Panky. Okay, anyway, cool looking bait. Want to try this one out. There was a lot of talk about it that, you know, is it a gimmick? Is it dumb? I don't know. Saw it in some of the test tanks and it looks cool, so we'll see. I bought dumber stuff. I bought banjo minnows a long time ago. And last up, another one that was all the talk because apparently the old Nessie looks really similar to some JDM bait that's crazy expensive you can never find. So I'm not even going to get started on that whole deal. I'm just using the lure for what it is to try it out, and it does look like a really cool bait to try. It's got a really good action to it. And this is all soft plastic, if you're wondering. This is all, it's not a hard bait. It's soft plastic. It's got like a, I don't know, some sort of Kevlar-y type stuff in the middle to hold it together. It's got some little stabilizer wings on it, both front and back. And then the hook, and this is the cool thing, like with the coal shad, that this clicks in and it stays onto it. I really like that. Good way to keep that stuck to it. One single little hook under there. Well, I shouldn't say single. No, I should say single, not little. What am I talking about? One single hook down here. I think that's probably a size 2, maybe a size 1. But it looks really neat. It's a glide bait, soft plastic. You can use it kind of like a jerk bait. Same thing for this one, the smaller size. The 5-inch is actually smaller than I thought it would be. The 7 might be the real deal. But yeah, throw this around some ponds and stuff. This is perch. That will easily pass as a bluegill or even like a baby bass. Just a good generic kind of green pumpkin-y white belly. And this is white, what? Straight up raw. Monday Night Raw. Yeah, I used to watch it. There we go. Comment below and let me know what your favorite lure out of all that was. Is there a certain rig, technique, lure that you want to focus on this year? I always try to pick a couple out, and I know for sure the tube, I've said that before, but some of these other kind of finesse things are kind of interesting to me. So I don't know. Comment below and let me know. Today's subscribe fishing friend is Kurt Gleason. He's actually on my list. I owe him a crappie gill, but Kurt, you never sent me your information. So Kurt, if you watched that live, go back, check it out where you won. You never hit me up, so email me or comment below. I'll try to catch you. So otherwise, love everybody else. Thank you all so much for supporting me. I would not be here doing those unboxings and stuff without all of you supporting. So thank you all. Love you, and until next time.